What is up, my cutouts cardboard ninja, coming at you with the new Mecha Seasoning Crossout Part 3 devlog. But wait, you might be wondering, isn't this a bit late? Like, didn't this news come out like days ago? Yes. Yes, it did. Did I miss it? No. No, I didn't. I looked at it with my eyes, and I was like, my goodness, this is underwhelming. But it was just so underwhelming that I didn't cut a video on it. I'm so sorry. But I realized that for the sake of completeness, I should probably cover it. A couple things. One, new Robotic Legs, special light and heavy epic legs. So the special robotic legs are the weakest ones. Obviously, special is teal. They're probably going to be given away for free. And the reason why I'm going to say they're probably going to be given away for free is because they did this with the helicopter movement parts. And there's a reason for that. One of the things that I said earlier, or at least read earlier, but didn't go over or expound into, is that the game mode for the walker legs is not going to be the game mode that we know and love. And they mentioned that down here where they're saying new game mode in the arcade. They wanted to make a fast challenge, jerk. I'm going to summarize it for you. There are a fair number of players in Crossout, but there are not enough players in Crossout to split the queue, and the queue in this instance being the queue of, the game queue for, matches. There just aren't enough players in Crossout to split the match queue into 3 different buckets. Currently, the number of players splits the games into 2 separate buckets. Bucket number 1 is your standard game mode, right? Well, technically, there's other buckets like raids and things like that, but in general, it's 2 buckets. And that for the primary game mode is whenever you fight for wires or scrap or electronics, batteries, whatever, what have you. Those, well, even though batteries are raids, sorry about that, but whatever. The overall idea is that, no wait, are batteries standard? I think it's batteries or standard, electronics or raids. Anyway. Ignore me. Ignore that point. The point is that when you go to queue, you say, I'm going to fight for scrap. But you don't fight against other people who are necessarily fighting for scrap. They may say, I'm fighting for wires, right? And as long as you match the power scores, you'll fight each other. And depending on whether or not you win or lose, depending on your score, you'll receive your reward based off that. But you will receive scrap because you said scrap. They will receive wires. But for matchmaking purposes, that is 1 bucket. Very long-winded. Sorry about that. The second bucket right now, currently before the release of Dimdar Legs, is helicopter movement parts, flying parts. So when you queue up for the flying game mode, please, by the way, if this is just a personal request, if you're gonna queue into these game modes, please stop like using regular cars in these game modes. You're gonna get completely stomped by the people who are flying. So it's just a personal request because I keep getting matched with people on my team for some reason or another. They're using wheels, and the enemy team is all flying, flying machines. So, and of course you get bodied because you can't beat. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is this: when the legs come out, they're going to disable the flying game mode. Period. Flying game mode won't be accessible. They're going to replace that game mode with the leg game mode. Hence the reason why the special robotic legs are most likely going to be free. Because otherwise, there are going to be players who have no intention of purchasing anything, and they won't have access to the game mode. And similarly, if you guys remember, when the flying game mode came out, they gave away the free helicopter movement part, so you could still fly if you wanted to, though that was rare and not special. Other than that, there's light epic and heavy epic legs, and they have their own perks, which are silly. The light legs do a quick dash forward, and heavy epic legs have jump jets. I mean, cool. But the key takeaway here is these legs are not going to be in the same game mode in general as standard builds. But unlike helicopter game mode, I think standard builds would have a very, very, very strong showing against bipedal legs. Because as I said a bajillion times over and over again, unless each of these things have like 5,000 hit points each, you're just going to crash into them and take off their legs. So you're going to see fire dogs in the bipedal game mode, and they're going to body the shit out of the mechs. Because unless, again, these have infinite hit points or something, they're going to get completely bodied. But yeah, so they're going to have the arcade mode. It's going to have respawns. You pick up resources and things like that, etc. But yeah, there you go. So why didn't I cover this? It's meh. Honestly, it's a specialized game mode. It's not primary, so even if you do get these light or epic legs with their perks of dashing forward a little bit faster or jumping up and down, even if you get them, verticality would be cool. It's not really going to affect primary play, and it's not going to affect CW. It's not going to affect Levy CW. It's not going to affect any of that stuff. It's just its own world, basically, and it can compete with current legs, by the way, in that world, because nothing says that you can't use the current legs in that game mode, that I believe anyway. So as they said, they want to make it fast, challenging, etc. Arcade is a permanent PvP mode for playing any vehicles, including walkers and armored aircraft. Notice the walkers we play are in PvE raids, co-op missions, bedlam, but not the standard. New structural parts. These look cool. They're not going to be a bumper. This is clearly not a bumper, but at least it looks cool. And another part, which may be a pass-through part. I'm not sure. But that is all. That's it. That's going to be it. They have never given more than 3 parts to a new season before. So this is going to drop in, I want to say 8 or so days. That's my guesstimate. Because it's going to be next week the week after next on a Thursday or Tuesday or something like that. And it'll be in the game. So, what do you guys think? New legs walk at each other, watch these legs get blasted off by some tusk booster? Honestly, I believe that the other stuff in the rest of the devlog is more impactful to Crossout than this. The new structural parts are cool looking, but I don't know. Like, I do like the stepladder one, to be honest, a lot, but even still, that's not a big deal. It's not even a bumper. This is just the weakest of the 3 updates. This should have been part 1. They messed it up. The new mecha season Crossout, this should be part 1, because then everyone will be like, ooh, new mecha stuff. Interesting. I mean, but where are the weapons? It's about marketing. You want to tease them with, no information about the stuff they want, so that when you show them the stuff they want, there's more excitement. They're like, oh, what's this? There's guns? Oh, look at this. There's going to be a new gun. No, they already told us about the guns. They already told us about, the missile launcher, both of them legendary, and they already told us about the support module. And now they're just like, look at these legs, and these legs aren't playable in the standard game mode. It's like, okay, thanks. That's not exciting information. By the way, as a very minor aside, this part right here, which is cool, it follows the same armored part ruling as before. I was told by people, or at least it is assumed by people in chats that responded, they think this is a 3x3. Because again, the part size, I thought it was like a 4x, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But people are like saying, no, it's a 3x. Fair enough, it could be a 3x, but I don't know, 1, 2, 3. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a 3x3. If it is a 3x3, then it's going to be similar to the van part that exists that's not armored already. But anyway, that's going to be cool. This is going straight on everyone's Leviathans, and this is going to be interesting, but not useful for Leviathans either. But most likely not going to be used in comparison to the Omomori unless the damage boost is extreme. Anyway, that's all. I don't want to go over the previous stuff because I've already gone over it before. I just wanted to tell you guys that part 3 is out and actually complete the hat trick, as I should have days ago when that news came out, to a mighty meh. Because I'm pretty sure a mighty meh was heard throughout the community. It's like, oh, look at these legs. And I was like, eh. Alrighty then. I've taken up enough of your time. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.